Day 3 of ESL One Cologne is upon us. The playoffs have started, quarterfinals. The first one is behind us, and NBK are the first semi-finalists at ESL One Cologne. And yeah, well, before we get to that, before we get to your semi-finals, since we didn't have you for the group stage, just very quickly. First off, well, you had the first initial matchup pretty easy, but then you met Luminosity, and that was an overtime battle. That was, I think, the first overtime battle of the tournament. Do you expect such a good team coming out?
Well, the first game, as you said, was pretty easy. We know Flipside very, very good, so I don't know, we just played our game and went very good. For Luminosity, everyone has been hyping them up online with their results and how good they were playing. And we indeed faced a very surprising team. They brought something new to the table with their game style and how they were approaching on Cobble the game. Yeah, it was tough. I'm very proud that we managed to put it because it meant that we were able to adapt to their playstyle, and yeah, it was a tough game, but I think we deserved to win it. And yeah, I was expecting, to be honest, Luminosity to take it easier later on and to go through the quarters, and they did, but harder.
Well, double overtime was there. Yeah. Anyway, next up was Navi. At first, what did you think about the matchup?
Well, it's the first time we faced them in a major. It's good for us because we've been winning every time so far, and we like that matchup. We like the players and to play against them. We know how they are, we know how they play, and they have their own game style. And if you know them very well, then you can adapt as well pretty quickly. So yeah, it's the same old Navi again, you know, facing them. That was what we thought about the matchup.
Yeah, you were talking about adapting to the playstyle. Yeah, and we could have noticed some of the hints of your adaptation. For example, in Inferno, they were up really high, and then you kind of adapted to it, and you started pushing out from halls later in the round. So was that something that you've talked about before the match? Was that something you've figured out from Navi's side?
Well, actually, we tried something new with the T side. We were playing very packed and left and right. So our T side was like 7 rounds, not too bad. We couldn't pull the strings together, otherwise it would have been better for us, I guess. Regarding the city side and the comeback, I know they have a very good early side, and then we knew that if we were to take 1 or 2 perfect rounds without dropping many weapons, we had a shot to come back and do what we did. The push in the apps was something completely random. Apex just had a genius moment and he was like, yeah, let's go apps. And actually that was a good thing to take information against them, because at around 40 seconds they leave one zone to attack the other. So yeah, it was just individual little sparkles in the game that made us go through and have the comeback like that.
Yeah, it's a similar thing on Mirage, really. It was 8-1 to them as terrorist side, and you'd had another 12 rounds, I think it was, and then they won one and they lost one again for the match point, basically. So yeah, what can you tell us about that map? What do you think happened after that point, after that 8-1?
I think that we had a very shaky city side. Obviously, we were down 8-1. We managed to come back 8-7, which is big. But the early side was obviously hard because the sound conditions are not perfect here. So for the guys in A, it was a bit tough, but we didn't play the map that much. The few things we worked on were good and working, so our T side just surprised them, I guess. And it's gonna be harder to do that again, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know. We played good games. All the rounds we needed to win were ours, so happy about the game overall.
Yeah, how does it feel to be playing in a stage like this? It's probably even bigger than Katowice, basically, and yeah, how does it really feel being inside that game? You have to feel it, even though you have the noise closing headsets.
Yeah, well, the craziest parts were during the warm-up time, where the stage manager was like hyping everyone up, and we had to go from the back to the stage. Those were the crazy moments. After that, we just focused. And obviously it makes a special feeling when you win against such a crowd that is very hyped and very loving the game. So unique feelings, just chills while playing, chills now talking about it, and really looking forward to play tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow semi-finals. It's going to be either TSM or Kingwin, if I recall correctly. Which one of the matches would you like, and which one? Just like talk us through both of the matches, how they would go, and who would you like to play more?
Yeah. Well, I think Kingwin is the weakest team out of the two. So obviously, if I would have to choose one, I would pick them. But I'm expecting TSM to go through. Their game style matches Kingwin pretty well. And regarding the Danish guys, we faced them at IM. We were very hot at that point. We had everything going and clicking. All the players were very good skill-wise, and yeah, we're just very focused. And the first event as a team, so you have something special going. If we can carry that on, I think our game style is quite good against them, and I think we can match them up good. So it's just a matter against them, I guess, if we can destroy them skill-wise. That's going to be the biggest part. For Kingwin, it's a bit the same. We practiced against them online quite often. We know how they play, and the good thing with Kingwin is that they play generally the same style, very simple, weapon-based, and just click.
Headshot-based.
Yeah, pretty much. So if you can counter them early, and you can start going into their minds, they will quickly fall down, I guess. So that would be a good matchup for us, Kingwin. But TSM, we showed that we had good games as well. So both teams, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So just very quickly, lastly, so I don't hold you off anymore. Predictions for the other three quarterfinals. What do you think?
TSM Kingwin, I think TSM is going to take it, unless they are not on point skill-wise. But I guess the guys are going to do what they need. VP and IP is going to be interesting because what exists before the game.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. Maybe they're super prepared, but I think VP is the strongest team out of the two at the moment. And lastly, Fnatic Luminosity, I think is going to be explosive. I think we're going to see something new with them. I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup. If Fnatic start on rolling on them like they did in the group stage, I think it's going to be hard. But if Fnatic has the same respect that they should have against teams, it can be hard because Luminosity are ready.
All right, thank you NBK for the interview. Do you have anything last to add? Any shout-outs to fan sponsors?
Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone that is coming to the stadium. I know people are coming from all over the world. It's crazy. I mean, the arena is amazing and you're a part of it, so thank you, first of all. Thank you for the interview, and lastly, I will obviously thank all my sponsors, my organization, Team Envious, Monster, Games, DX Racer, Scuff Gaming, and I don't know if I said Monster already. Astro is the one I'm not forgetting. And yeah, thank you and see you soon.
So that was NBK from day 3 in ESL One Cologne. Stick to hltv.org because we're going to have some more video interviews and all the stuff that we always put out in the coming hours.